I've worked a large area, 17 county district. That's 17 prosecutors, that's 17 to 34 judges, that's 100 police chiefs.
Jared has been a firearms instructor probably most of his law enforcement career. I know he gets it honest from his father. His father was a firearms instructor. He actually taught me when I went to the academy in 1990. His father was one of the firearms instructors there and helped me become more proficient with the firearms that we use in law enforcement.
He goes into the schools and helps them train if an active shooter comes in. And like I said, he has taught me how to shoot a gun. He taught me not to be afraid of the guns. I always used to think that guns were bad. It's not guns that are bad, it's the people.
Jared and I both share a value that we want to teach young people responsible ways to shoot firearms. And the best way to do that in Putnam County is through the 4-H shooting sports. Jared has, I think he's had that for 16 or 17 years. He's been the lead.
Every time you think it's about something huge, it's not. It really is about the kids. I met some of my best friends in the 4-H program and out at the fair, and I've really enjoyed working with the fair board on safety issues out at the fair and getting things done to make that happen and to give those kids the opportunities that we had as kids for the 4-H fair.
And one of the things that, as an educator, I know is that if kids have the knowledge, if they are taught about something, they won't fear it, and they will also be able to treat that item with the respect that it deserves.
He reads to the kids at school. He does all kinds of things with kids. He is wonderful with kids. I can't say enough about that.
He's just a person who wants to make his community better. That's deep down inside, that's what he wants. He wants his community to be better than what it is, and he's going to work hard to make sure that gets done.
He generally has a heart for service, and he has a heart for our community and for kids and for families, and he wants for everyone to feel comfortable to come to him if they're having any kind of problem. He wants to be able to help them through that problem.
I think that's big, just to be visible in the community and be liked.
He's just a good guy, and we just think the world of him. I mean, that's just bottom line, we think the world of him.
As Sheriff of Putnam County, I'll have quotas for the deputies. And it won't be how many tickets they write. It'll actually be how many times have they made it to a local homeowners meeting? How many times do they volunteer for a baseball team? How many times do they take the opportunity to go to the schools when they're not called to go talk to people or to the kids? We call it a public information officer. So I'm looking at everybody as a public information officer. I think community policing, we give them fancy titles. And my dad used to say, he'd say, oh look, there's this new thing called community policing, and he'd giggle. And he said that's what the good ones always did. So I'm going to make sure that the deputies have direct contact with the citizenry at every chance that we can. And that was what I will hold them to as a responsibility, is that they have a direct connection and communication with the citizens of Putnam County.